Hello everyone and welcome to another self-playing critique here on How to Play Paintball. This is all about the NXL Chicago layout, so let's just jump right into it. I did want to say real quick that I am going to show you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly. Sorry if you can hear my voice a little bit is a little funky just because felt a little bit sick on Saturday and Sunday it got a little bit better, but then as of recording this, it started to feel like it might be acting up again. So hopefully I get better. So that way next week I'm good to go. But a lot of the stuff that I'm doing here, I am just trying things. So I'm going to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly, but let's jump right into this first point. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's just try to run a gun around the Dorito corner and go straight up into this Dorito 2, which does work pretty well. I did it on Sunday as well. This was from Saturday. I think this is literally one of our first points here. So this Dorito side is super aggressive. It's something that there are some spots that can cut you down. There is the can on the snake side and the tower on the Dorito side, the one I just looked at right there. Those are both ones that you need to be watching out for. But what's cool about this brick is if you stay kind of tight to it and stay low, you can actually use that little mini Dorito to block you out from the tape, and you'll be okay. Here I thought I heard something clip me, but that wasn't the case. I do have a new camera, so that's why it has the stabilization there, so the barrel's kind of moving back and forth. I was able to get a GoPro session, which turned out pretty cool. So something I do here is I hear him say, you have to go get him, so I knew that he was going to be there, and then I knew that he was coming around, so I just waited for him. So I did my job as a front player. I made sure that I killed two guys and was aggressive, and I'm not sure if we won that point, but a lot of what we did this weekend was really just trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. So you can just hear us talking here.
All right, he's in the brick. All right, stay on that brick.
So we're just talking.
Charlie, you see the brick?
That brick can actually wrap and shoot me if I'm hanging out. So Charlie was ended up sitting there, waiting for him to move,
hey, brick is
and just in case he was trying to
kill up the center.
I was able to shoot the that left Aztec, so this Dorito 1 can shoot that.
He might be wrapping on me, Charlie. I can't see.
So I'm telling him that because it might be that basically we can kind of
kill off the snake side.
We can kind of trap that guy and trick him, and then he just decided to go at the wrong time when I wrapped on the inside, and then that was the point there. Now this one I was playing a little bit more of the 3 position. I did get a kill off of that Dorito side, so you do have an easy shot from the home straight up the center. I'm sorry, straight in between the pin and the Dorito 1. So I'm just trying to get dominant on the home and just trying to do stuff.
Left hand's on me wrapping.
So the reason why I'm saying stuff like that is basically if he's wrapping, that means that he's having to expose himself a lot more to the other players. So that way they might be able to shoot him. There is a bounce shot off that Dorito into that can, and I was just trying it, and then I think I was trying to just edge out on him, and then the point was over after that.
All right, talk to me. What else?
Okay, so here I wanted to try to get into this this tower. I'm sorry, not the tower. This cape, and see about playing it a little bit more instead of just going right around it. And they didn't have anyone stopping me, so I just decided let's just keep going and go all the way up to this brick.
Snake corner.
So once they got over to that snake corner, I did miss the shot, but it's unfortunate. But what are you gonna do? Sometimes you miss it.
Snake corner.
So I'm just going to talk back and forth with my my teammates. I'm kind of checking back and forth. The thing with this brick is that it blocks out a lot of the Dorito tape. So if they get further up, like my teammates move up further on the Dorito side, it's really hard to see. It's really hard to see that guy move on the inside of the field. So that snake side can needs to be the one that's shooting that gap. So that way you can stop that guy. So I was able to shoot out the snake corner like you saw there. And then here I'm just kind of hunting. I mean, I knew that guy was there, and I unfortunately just missed that shot, which I'm not happy about when I see this. And what I should have done here is instead of you're going to see me move back to the inside of the field here, and I try to engage with the tower, which is what we were calling the alpha. And I should have just stayed on the wrap and let them make the mistake. They have to come to me. They have to try to make the mistake. We have the ball on our court essentially, so let them make the mistake. So you're going to see I do switch over, and I try to snap out on the alpha, and he had his paint there.
Alpha!
And
Alpha!
it would have just been better if I had stayed on the outside instead of trying to switch to the inside here, and then he ends up shooting me. I think we did end up still winning that point, but honestly right now, this first weekend, it really doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's more just trying to see what works and what doesn't work. So I'm just trying to kind of live by my gun here. So later on Sunday, teams did start figuring out how to kind of shut down this Dorito side, which is going to be from the Dorito side tower can do it, and also they can stop from the snake side can. That's going to be something that you're able to shut that down with. So I was able to shoot this guy. Then once they give me the chance to move, I'm going to go ahead and go take that. So you're just hearing me talk with whatever it is that I know. And I think this is the point.
Snake's on me!
No, it's not. Sorry, I have a couple different things. So you can hear the snake is just trying to shoot at me, and the Dorito 2 was just down the tape. So I'm just going to push into the bunker and talk. It's fine if those two guys are on me. I'm obviously in a spot that they're worried about, so they're going to keep dumping paint. I probably could have just let them continue shooting at me instead of trying to battle with this guy. Eventually he does shoot me down the tape, which it happens. Sometimes the ball is going to be there and there's nothing you can do about it. Overall, I felt like I played pretty well over the weekend. But this was definitely one of those stupid, like, really, that's how I got shot? One of those things. Actually, no, I take that back.
D2 and 50 snake.
Oh, maybe this is that point. Just gonna keep watching. So you can just hear basically.
Snake's on me.
So the guy next to me was saying like, "Hey, what do you want me to do?" And I was kind of saying just to audible it, just kind of like whatever it is that he feels like doing, just go ahead and do it.
Dorito 2 still, I'm pretty sure.
So sometimes you just got to let the other guy kind of go to work on his own. So one of the guys on the sideline that coaches one of the other teams here in Florida was just trying to say that bounce shot was there. Ended up not working for him, but it is there apparently. Shooting it, bouncing it off the tower on the snake side, it'll bounce into the 50 snake. Ended up not working out for him, but what are you gonna do? Okay, so I remember what point this is now. So I try to go.
Hey, kill the alpha! Hey, kill the alpha!
So when you don't see them in the Dorito anymore, you kind of have to assume that they're in the brick. So I tried to see if maybe he was trying to wrap, so that's why I stepped out a couple spaces, but he wasn't there. Did it twice apparently. Now what happens is he's wrapping the inside and trying to shoot at me, and I thought he was going to come get me, and he didn't. So I just committed, bunkered him, and then got down and shot the other snake there, and then battled with the 50 snake and ended up shooting him in a couple snaps here. So basically that's why I ran this guy down, because I thought he was going to come and get me, and I'd rather take the chance of me catching him guard and shooting him than let him just bunker me in. If we trade, it's kind of like, okay, it's kind of useless.
Alpha! Alpha!
So the reason why I was saying that there is sometimes players, what they do, and I had a bad habit of this, and I think I still do it from time to time, is you'll dive in and start shooting and then not tell your teammates what it is that's going on. So as you're diving in, you can see who's shooting at you. So that's what I was doing. I was playing there, and I said, okay, well, I know that this guy is here.
Hey, Alpha's on the outside.
So I'm gonna tell the guys what's going on.
Off the Dorito. Hey, kill the snake! Kill the snake!
So we're able to kill the snake there, and just kind of communicating again.
Okay.
So you can just hear the guy next to me, Chris, was saying basically, like caution. That's something that's really good for you guys to incorporate, is that if you're not sure, just say caution it, or if you have a different code, that's fine, but if you're not sure, there's no reason to call that out. And that's actually what happened here, was someone said 50 snake, even though the snake was already dead in that case. So and actually later on, our snake guy was saying that he was hesitant to keep going because he thought there was a 50 snake.
Hey, that alpha's just on me.
I was just kind of looking at the 50 snake just to make sure. Because if they see something different, I'm not going to not believe them, because that snake is pretty easy to get into and then get lost in. So I don't want to just, yeah, have them be right and then I get shot. So all we're doing here is we're just trying to talk and figure out the alpha. That tower was the one that was keeping me in. I'm just trying to say, you know, what it is that we know. If you hear me ever say ball, that just means that we're down a body. So we were actually up, or no, I'm sorry, I think we were 4-4, 4-on-4. So you can hear me just saying, hey, this is the guy that is keeping me in. So I was trying to tell him that he was low, so that way he can shoot the Dorito a little bit lower to see if that would bounce into him.
Is there anyone else on that side?
So
check the D1 and then I
wanted to keep going, but unfortunately that alpha, that tower, was keeping me in. Once he puts him in, Chris tells me that I can go, and I try to go, and then there's the snake side can, and he ended up shooting me in the hopper. So it was just one of those things that, yeah, it's just tough. I mean, stuff happens sometimes, and what can you do? So this is a pretty easy run to run and gun up. I think I only got shot off break once. I did get bounced going up one time that I can remember. Maybe I got bounced a couple more, but for the most part I was making my bunker pretty easily on this Dorito side. And sorry to my snake side viewers, a lot of what I did this weekend, actually all that I did, was either the center or the Dorito side here. When I did play the center on a couple points, there was one time that I went to the snake, but ended up getting bunkered. So sorry to my snake side players that watch. It's just that this is the position I'm going to be playing at Chicago. So I wanted to make sure that I knew what was going on here. Now what I was trying to do here was actually bounce off that Dorito into the can, which that shot is there if you're further back. Because I was in the Dorito that was further up, the guy was telling me that basically it was breaking on the bunker, and then I just tried to make a move out, and I think the snake ended up shooting me there. So just trying to make something happen, and if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It's not the end of the world. That's the whole point of practice, is to try different things and see what works, what doesn't work, and then from there you can figure out for the tournament, you know exactly what it is that you can and can't do.
On me.
So you can kind of know after a little bit, even without looking at where the people are exactly, just by the way that the angle of the paint is coming in. So I knew that guy was on me shooting that cross. I don't have to wrap to see exactly who it was. You can kind of see it essentially. And this is the one where the guy snaps me out, I think. And sometimes it happens, and it's something that it sucks. It's not something that's fun. If they get a ball on you, that's fine. I mean, I was able to stay pretty dominant on him. I think he stayed on the inside most of the time. What I should have tried to do was try to see about just playing that wrap more, and yeah, try to see if I can move up on the inside of the field.
Hey, it might be brick.
Okay, so on this one, I was able to play a little bit more aggressive. We shot two guys, so
hey, caution the brick.
We're just talking back and forth basically, and making stuff happen. So this was something that I was able to shoot the brick. I took a step out, and he ended up getting shot, and then they ran down the snake side and just ended up shooting me. It was just kind of trying to live by my gun essentially, and sometimes points happen like that where they don't work out for you, and that's just paintball. So this Dorito, I kind of like this Dorito going in. I don't think I actually hit him going in. I can't remember who that was. But anyways, something that happens in this game, I'm pretty sure it's this game, where I ended up shooting a guy because I saw a body. I don't think I was trying to be malicious, I don't think so. But then he started getting upset about that, which that's a big pet peeve of mine, where basically he like pulled his gun up and started shooting even though he was a dead player, just because he was upset. And honestly, you just need to kind of man up, and if you get shot, you get shot. Like you're playing paintball. Like you have to understand that you're gonna get shot extra, and especially as you move up the ranks, people don't get nicer. So if you're trying to get up to the pro level and you can't take getting shot a couple more times,
What's up?
You might need to look into another sport, to be honest. So anyway, I could have been talking more here.
Hey, 50 snake, Charlie.
So I'm just trying to say what it is that I know.
50 snake is on the inside.
So just trying to, what I should have done here is actually kept repeating that until he confirmed that is what he heard as well. What I probably should have done here is that no one, I don't think, was keeping me in, and I should have gone out to the Dorito 2, and then that way the
hey, there was one more in the snake.
that way I'd be able to kind
Hey,
of
our snake too.
I'd be able to kind of live a little bit better, or at least be able to get into the brick and kind of be standing up instead of trying to fight on my heels, which they end up shooting me out here. So it is what it is. With this one, he said that I bounced him going in, which is good. This is a way that it's easy to get into that wing on the snake side. We're calling it Cobra.
All right, back center.
And yeah, so it's something that it's pretty easy to get in there. So if you're a snake player, I'd recommend that you that you look at that. I was slow playing it a little bit here, kind of playing more of like a defensive play essentially. From this tower, you can actually shut down. I can see both sides of the Dorito there. If they're stuck in that Dorito too, I can keep them stuck there. Now, the thing with that is when he puts me in, I should have rolled off on him because he does eventually snap out. I'm just trying to shoot both sides. I only went out with like 4 pods as well. Most of these games were pretty quick, like you can see. They weren't going more than maybe 2 or 3 minutes. There were a couple that they went longer, but for the most part, they were pretty quick games, which I like because it just means a more aggressive game.
Hey, Dorito 2.
So, yeah. So anyways, I'm just trying to keep this guy in, trying to make it so that he can't move.
Hey, Dorito 2.
Shooting both sides. And just talking with what I know. Now, I should have been talking to my team about seeing what else is it that's going on. Instead of...
hey, kill the Dorito.
So, yeah. So anyways, so once he died, I'm kind of hunting, essentially, just kind of rapping. So, I knew that I had my mirror there. And I think he goes and fills out. I was probably down to 2 pods now, so I didn't want to just be dumping paint. It would have been better if I just did that, honestly, because if I had a stream there, then he wouldn't have lived. So I think I was checking off the snake here, yeah. So now I was able to catch the snake off guard. He wasn't sure what was going on. And then our snake went and bunkered him, which is exactly what he should have done. And then the Dorito 1, we were just kind of hunting there, and then there was a Cobra, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no, there wasn't on this one. So yeah, there was another game where I was trying to bounce it off that pin into the Cobra. That's another one that's there. So those wings, by the way, if you're in that 50 brick on the Dorito side, you want to be careful because from that wing, they can shoot it off the wing on the Dorito side, the one that's standing up. They can bounce it off that into that 50 Dorito brick. So it's something that you want to watch out for. It's a good shot. It's kind of dirty, but bounce shots are part of the game, so you just got to kind of deal with it and figure it out. But yeah, so that's week 1. Tell me what you guys thought. What did you think of the layout? Personally, I think the wins are going to be coming from that snake side. I think the snake side is going to be the one that breaks open the games. I think it's going to be more important to put more people over on that snake side rather than having more people on the Dorito side. But tell me what you guys think. What did you think of the layout overall? I thought it was pretty great. And yeah, so I'll have another video up on Monday with the week 2. I'll put out the raw footage for that one as well, like I did with this one. But yeah, so as always, guys, remember, watch, learn, win. Thanks.